Hello everyone, welcome back to Philosophy. I'm Alice. Today we're going to talk about Plato's cave, which is also known as the allegory of the cave. It was firstly presented by the Greek philosopher Plato in his work Republic. In this allegory, it depicts a group of prisoners who have been chained and living in a cave in front of a wall for their entire lives. All they have ever seen are the shadows projected on the wall, and they consider that the shadows are the reality. For instance, if they've seen the shadow of a cow on the wall and hear the echoes that the cow produced by stepping into the cave, they would consider that they've seen an actual cow. One day, a person came and released them into the real world, but only 2 people went out. One almost went blind because of the strong sunlight outside, and the other saw everything but refused to accept that the things outside of the cave is a genuine reality. After they went back, the one who got his eyes hurt told everyone who stayed that it was extremely dangerous outside, and the other who saw everything told them that the world outside is completely different from what they've seen in the cave. Eventually, the people remained living in the cave and would drag everyone who tried to escape back or even threaten death upon them because they think that the outside world is too dangerous and may bring back bad luck. From this allegory, we can raise the following 3 questions. First, is knowledge objective or subjective? Second, can we perceive or obtain knowledge and how? Third, how do we know that our current knowledge is reliable? You can pause the video for a second now and think about it. The initial intention of Plato creating this allegory was to solidify his theory of forms. The theory of forms is based on 2 statements. First, the visible world is made up of sights and sounds. Second, the intelligible world, which is the world of forms, gives the visible world its being. For instance, you can identify a beautiful thing because you have an abstract concept of what beauty is, which is the form of beauty. The form of beauty exists outside of the physical world internally. Thus, while things in the visible world can gain or lose its beauty, the form of beauty would always remain existing. By solidifying his theory of forms, Plato attempted to demonstrate how people now are mistaking what they've seen as a genuine reality and living in ignorance. He was also referring himself, or philosophers in general, as a freed prisoner who is trying to seek and bring back genuine reality to the world. In essence, Plato asserts that knowledge gained by perception cannot be considered knowledge at all, and only by philosophical reasoning can people actually gain knowledge. At the end of the day, all the questions listed above can come together to form one big question: what is knowledge? Once we have the answer to the definition of knowledge, everything can be solved alone. You can have the peak of the discussion on the definition of knowledge in our previous video. We are also facing such problems in real life. For instance, are the colorblind people really perceiving the colors incorrectly, or are there actually 2 realities? Which means none of us is wrong, and it is merely because that the colors can be perceived in 2 different ways. Personally speaking, I would prefer to believe that there is no definite knowledge in this world. Instead, the definition and interpretation of each knowledge is flowing and changeable. Nevertheless, we still need to work out the way to manage the world in order to give everyone a peaceful life if we acknowledge that everyone is allowed to have their own interpretations. For example, how can we make laws if everyone can have their interpretation and definition of discipline and morality? Leave your thoughts in the comment, and I'll see you next time in Philosophy. Bye!